Y'all heard about what's going on with Rick Ross? Y'all ain't heard about that? Oh man, y'all gotta see this then.
No, they got the paperwork on it.
They ain't got no paperwork. That's make believe. That's cartoon shit. You shouldn't participate in that kind of shit. I look at you higher than that.
No, but listen. For one, if I'm gonna participate in defending you, like I always been, they put something in front of me, I can't ignore it.
If somebody put something in front of you, it would be public knowledge. It wouldn't have to be something that you have to go and dig up. You should be able to go to Ohio. You can go to Ohio right now and pull up the news article, and what it's gonna tell you is a $10 million man came to town to face trial. That's what it's gonna say.
I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't never dug your shit up. I've always took it for face value.
No, he ain't answer. He might answer you. You hit him and see if he answer you.
Hold on, I might can do this, but we all on here. Hold on. Yeah, let's do this because he was in the room. Share. Hold on. Share.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be sparing gossip though, homie.
That ain't gossip. They ready.
No, that's gossip. What you saying is straight.
I'm trying to tell you.
What you saying though is straight gossip, homie.
So look, y'all, I don't know, y'all know where it started from, but I do. So I'm finna get straight to the bottom of it right now. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also don't forget to follow me on GuaBoyG on Instagram, GuaBoyG on Twitter, GuaBoyG on Twitch. It's GuaBoyG for everything, man. Go ahead and hit that follow button. Let's go ahead and get straight into the story though. So originally all this started because Wack 100 was on Vlad. He was getting interviews and every other normal interview, and then Vlad brought up Rick Ross. So you know, Wack got all the info on everything, on everybody. Wack got the info on people you think snitch, people you don't think snitch, people you don't even know existed that snitch. He the truth teller. That's what I'm saying. So if you in the street business in general and Wack know your name, it's good to have your face card clean, cause nigga could got exposed a long time ago. But he was on Vlad, got asked about Rick Ross snitching, because originally it was just said that he snitched on the dirty cops. That was the story. Some dirty cops was messing with him. He got jammed up. He snitched on the dirty cops. That was originally what was said and what was being going on. That's what was known. But Wack had some other information, so he wanted to go ahead and share that info with him.
I was regular on my show, right? Who was the biggest drug dealer on the West Coast at one point, right? Literally billions of dollars were running through his operation. His plug snitched on him and gave him a life sentence. And for the first few years...
Vlad.
Yes.
I'm going to give you warning.
Okay.
Freeway Rick's my friend too, as he is your friend.
Yes.
But if you continue to talk about this, I'm going to expose the fact that you didn't do your homework. I do represent the exposers, do I not?
Okay, you can
some
talk about
things I talk about, some things I try to talk about.
Freeway Rick cooperated against dirty cops. Now, you may consider that snitching?
Once again, Vlad, I hate for the second time to have to expose on Vlad TV that you're not doing your homework. Freeway Rick got a safety valve, right? Or 5K1, whatever it's called. Time knocked off for cooperating and exposing law enforcement.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Prior to that, Freeway Rick told on his plug.
His plug told on him. How can you tell on his plug?
Freeway Rick told, it's in the paperwork.
Okay.
Want to put a bet on it?
No, I believe you.
Right? This is what it is, because just like you, I was in your shoes a couple months ago until Loose Cannon, one of the exposers, right? Corrected me and said, nah, bro, I'm reading right here. It said, was it Blantone or something, whatever his name was?
Blandone, yeah.
Blandone, right? It said he was down in Florida, whatever. Freeway Rick told on him. And then I guess Blandone helped facilitate a deal with another plug in New York. And Freeway Rick told on.
He held back a little bit, don't get me wrong. He's had some respect for Rick Ross, so it wasn't on some shit like, yeah, I'm just finna embarrass you. I'm finna put you out there. Like, you ain't talking about nothing. It wasn't like that. That's not Cali politics. That's not what was genuinely going on out there. So he came on some cool shit, didn't really want to put all the info out there. But Vlad interviewed Rick Ross this time and asked about what Wack had to say about him snitching.
I had Wack 100 here recently, and me and him were arguing because he claimed that you had some level of cooperation, which I tried to argue with, but, you know, he seemed to have certain things in mind that I wasn't familiar with. So you actually saw this interview, right?
Yeah, I saw that, man. It was a joke, really. I mean, you know, when you hear people who have never been in a courtroom, when you hear them talk, They don't understand the law at all.
Now, of course, if you ask me what I feel like when a nigga say I snitched and it was proven I didn't snitch, of course you gonna talk your little shit, you know what I'm saying? You gonna pop it a little bit. But where he messed up was Rick Ross called goddamn Wack 100, or he had Vlad call Wack 100. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure he called him, gave him the phone. But they called Wack 100. Wack 100 didn't like that because he was caught off guard. He was a little startled on Fun on Grave. He probably laid up with his wife. He doing some shopping, doing some eating, working out, doing whatever he be doing. And then you just call me and ask me about these snitching allegations, knowing I ain't prepared, knowing I ain't got the paperwork sitting in front of me. I can't even think of everything I want to say right now because it's on the fly. And so this is what really spiraled things.
No, they got the paperwork on it.
They ain't got no paperwork. That's make believe. That's cartoon shit. You shouldn't participate in that kind of shit. I look at you higher than that.
No, but listen. For one, if I'm gonna participate in defending you, like I always been, they put something in front of me, I can't ignore it.
If somebody put something in front of you, it would be public knowledge. It wouldn't have to be something that you have to go and dig up. You should be able to go to Ohio. You can go to Ohio right now and pull up the news article, and what it's gonna tell you is a $10 million man came to town to face trial. That's what it's gonna say.
I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't never dug your shit up. I've always took it for face value. I'm gonna keep it real. Everything I repeat is what I heard you say.
And all you gotta do is pull it up in the newspaper. When I went to court, it was in the newspaper.
Well, nah, but fuck the newspaper, because the newspaper could be manipulated.
But where they gonna get the paperwork from?
Well, all paperwork is public record, you know that. Unless it's sealed.
Where they gonna get it from though?
Well, I'm gonna hit dude because 600 of them got it. I'm gonna hit dude and get it.
600 ain't got it. 600 call me all the time. What is you talking about?
Bullshit.
600 ain't got no. Hold on, let me call 600 right now. Where my phone at?
Because he was there with me when they brought it. Call him. Yeah. Yeah, he was there with me when they brought it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, get that because he was more on their side than my side.
Listen, if it was somebody I told on, they done came public. They done went on Vlad and say. No, I'm just telling you, use logic sense though. If it was somebody that I had told on, he'd already came public and said that Rick told on me. Just like the dude did with Meech.
It's the Ohio dude and New York dude.
When I went to Ohio, I went to court by myself.
And I guess that other dude was down in Florida at the time. That whatever that weird day, that black.
And I've never been indicted or nothing in New York.
Nah, it wasn't you was indicted in New York. He had set you up with a plug in New York. And get 600 on the line. He ain't answering you?
No, he ain't answering. He might answer you. You hit him and see if he answer you.
Hold on. Mike can do this, but we all on here. Hold on. Yeah, let's do this because he was in the room. Share. Hold on. Share.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be sparing gossip though, homie.
That ain't gossip. They ready.
No, that's gossip. What you saying is straight.
I'm trying to tell you. They ready.
What you saying though is straight gossip, homie.
They ready.
You know they don't even do that in the hood.
Listen, they ready, bro. Like what the fuck you want?
They should have handed you the paperwork. You should have got the paperwork. They should have handed you the paperwork in your hand.
Hold on, let's get 600 on it. I'm sitting there defending you, and they shoot me. Only thing I can stand on is his time deduction came from the. It said that at the end of it, at the bottom of it. His time deduction came from the cop shit.
It wouldn't even have nothing to do with it. That happened in L.A.
Yeah.
The crooked cops was in L.A.
They had all your shit.
How they get all my shit?
The same way they get anybody else shit. I just never went looking for your shit, bro. I never went looking for your shit. On some real shit. I just took what you said at face value.
I ain't never said nothing. I ain't never told nobody that I didn't snitch. I don't have to prove myself to nobody.
Well, I never considered you what you did to the police snitching. Personally.
Nobody in the pen didn't either.
Yeah, I've never.
You know, I walked around Lompoc with everybody.
That didn't really end too well. There's some things in there that we don't know, and that's where Wack 100 and 600 from Los Angeles, California. I'm not sure who 600 is really affiliated with, but I know he a big light-skinned nigga. and he got a bald head. That's when something he shared with goddamn. I think he got a bald head. I'm pretty sure that he got a bald head. Now look, he came out with the paperwork with Wack 100. Now the paperwork's getting aired out, and we're gonna see what they gotta say.
Now, Ross testified on his own behalf and told of his history in the drug trade. He testified that his business had grown rapidly once Blandon began to supply him cocaine at a lower price. Ross said that he and Blandon became friends as Blandon taught him about the drug trade. Ross testified that he tried to get out of the drug business after his run-in with corrupt officers in Los Angeles, but Blandon kept trying to pull him back in. Ross said that he always did what Blandon wanted him to do because he was Danilo, you know. He was like my guy, my number one person. I wanted to be Danilo. Ross testified that Blandon was still involved in the drug trade after he moved back to Miami, and that both Ross and his partner Ali Newell negotiated drug deals with Blandon there. Ross testified that even after he moved to Cincinnati, this is where Ohio kick in, to get out of the drug business, Blandon kept pulling him back in. After Ross moved back to Los Angeles from Cincinnati, he tried to stay away from drugs and follow his dream of working on a performance theater for youth and his neighborhood, but instead found himself arrested on Ohio charges. Ross said that when he was released from prison in Texas, he was working as a garbage hauler, trying to earn money to pursue his dream of organizing a community theater. But Blandon contacted him and asked him to call Blandon Collect in Nicaragua from a payphone. When Ross called, Blandon told him that Tony had stolen money from Blandon, that Blandon needed Ross to help to earn money back. Ross testified that he repeatedly told Blandon he did not want to be involved in drugs, but he nevertheless maintained contact with Blandon because he wanted to sell Blandon the car. Ross said that he asked about the price of drugs in the tape recording conversation because it was just a habit to ask, although he had no desire or ability to conduct a drug transaction. Ross testified that he was in the palm of Blandon's hand. I was like his puppet. He could pick me up, you know. He could tell me to do almost anything, and I would have done it for him. Ross said that Blandon had asked Ross to kill someone for him before, but Ross had refused because he had a strong feeling about killing people. Ross stated that he had not participated in a negotiation between Chris and Blandon, but had merely been present. Finally, Ross testified he had agreed to do the drug deal with Blandon because Leroy Brown was lending Ross money for his community theater, and he had promised to forgive the loan if Ross introduced him to Blandon. Ross testified that he had never intended to engage in drug dealing until Blandon started calling me. Nigga, that's telling.
Yeah, you can't. It's no way around that. You know what I mean? Like that's clear, black and white. No negotiation, no excuses, no nothing. Dude's right. It is what it is. See, I never actually read that. I seen the other one when he testified on the police.
Yeah. Remember, I told him. I said, bro, we was running the room. A dude came in there. We immediately thought he was talking about the police. He like, nah. I said, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. He said, I'm gonna send it. I started reading it, and I remembered Ohio.
That's why I remember Ohio, yeah. Because I was like,
remembered Ohio.
Yeah.
But even after the fact, we let it. You know, usually we go to dig it, right? But we let it go because it was him.
Right.
So Freeway, come on, man, come on. You just went on Vlad. Now Vlad got to run this. Vlad might be about that time again. Vlad has to run this. Why didn't you just like maneuver around that question with him? Like 600. If it's a big old ugly broad that you know you dealt with, and out of nowhere somebody say, "Oh, I know about Caroline," and you know that's her, you not gonna challenge them to that? He like, you on it like, nigga, all I fuck with is bad bitches. Right. What about Caroline? Oh man, that was just an old friend of mine. You ain't gonna say what Caroline, because you know.
Right.
I really was fucking with.
Man, you know what's crazy? That day we talked on the phone. When I didn't answer my phone, I was training somebody, and I got done. We all got on the phone, and when we mentioned it, he never denied it. That right there was like, whoa. See, when nigga went to defend his name, like when nigga brought up the Ohio paperwork, he didn't defend it. He was just like, where you get it from? Remember? So right there, I'm like, oh, he's not even saying he never told or made no other statements outside the police stuff. He's the one to know where we got it from. He ain't saying, I ain't never told nobody, bro. That ain't me. We all get that nigga. That's a lie. He ain't say none of that. All he said was, who said that? You remember? And we was trying to figure out the dude, man, who gave us the work in that room that day. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we wasn't even thinking about it.
Right.
All y'all, you exposers, is converting to you been exposed. We still here. The King Prince, Ghost, and Lavish, me and 600, we still here.
If you in that street life, you gon' get hit with some scary situations. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. On phone, I'm trying to tell you, I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. You're gonna be hit with some crazy situation that you gotta maneuver and you gonna have to get over. Because let's put it like this, right? You got caught with 5 bricks. Now, you was in the car by yourself. No one else can take the charge. Car in your name. No, the car is in someone else's name. And they know that you not the big boss. They know you just the middleman, or they know you just a runner, or whatever you just known for at that time. And they tell you, look, you can either give us the big dog or the person we looking for, or we can give 50 to life. No, 25 to life. They don't do 50 to life. 25 to life. A lot more people than you think are gonna take working and cooperating than a 25 to life, bro. No one's really trying to cop out to 25 in life, bro. People be trying to make it look cool, like I kept it silent and shit. I'm pretty sure if you could talk to most of them niggas, I would say a cool 95% would have did anything they could to stay out of there, especially like going through all that and living in them conditions. They don't be having heat. I just watched the interview on MDC in New York. They treating that's worse than prison. The county jails be worse than the prisons. So it's like, you know, you don't want to deal with all that. But this street life come with something. Nothing come for free. You're going to put in some crazy situations. So if you snitch or you don't snitch, I personally feel like he did, kind of didn't. I mean, if you really want to say, he wasn't supposed to say nothing about the dirty cops and the goddamn plug if he said something on that. So he kind of did, but I'm not here finna hear it. But I'm not finna sit here and judge nobody, especially not Rick Ross. Rose, that nigga, like, he OG gangster, man. I'm glad this is coming out, though, to show people that, yeah, these OG gangsters just didn't get away with no skin off their neck, though. Like, these niggas had to give something to the game. Every time a nigga had to snitch and do time. Nigga had to goddamn do hell. BMF just got out how much time that nigga Meech did. He lucky to get out when he just got out. Really, that's just because he had the money to keep appealing and keep trying shit. Niggas that shit don't be happening. Not no coincidence. He just got out once his kid got like, you crazy as hell. But that's the end of the video, y'all. I hope y'all appreciate that video on Fun and Grab. I'm gonna be back with a new one later today. You already know how I'm rocking. I'm rocking when I get down when I'm rocking. See y'all later.